Ну что ж, а сейчас у нас Ли. Hi, Lee. Hi, Lee. Do you hear me? Yeah. Hi. I would like to introduce you my audience in Russian, just a little bit briefly.
Sure.
But you can hear the translator. Переводчица будете? Сейчас. Вы можете, может быть, сесть сюда, переводить. Спасибо большое. Представляя... Сейчас, 1 minute, please. У нас будет следующее, Ли, это можно не переводить, он потому что в курсе. У нас будет сейчас следующее, скажем, такое расписание. Буквально несколько минут Ли сейчас представит свою секцию, затем мы послушаем видео, посмотрим видео с субтитрами на английском языке, которое было записано, с премьерами, с роликами. И в конце, после этого видео, будет возможность задавать вопросы Ли лично, и он на них вернется и ответит. Поэтому вот представляя, сейчас можно начать, представляя Ли Ханта, я хотела бы сказать, что это очень известный специалист в области телевизионных медиа, и мы об этом уже сегодня говорили.
First of all, I would like to present our speaker. He's very famous in TV media sphere.
И книга, о которой мы говорили сегодня, вспоминали, в свое время взорвала российский телевизионный рынок и помогла многим федеральным телевизионным компаниям быть успешными. И региональным тоже.
And the book that you introduced previously, that we mentioned today, it was very popular back then, and it was a very great product for federal channels and also for regional companies and channels.
И сегодня мы вообще в России мало про это говорим, о том, насколько важен эфирный телевизионный промоушен.
And today we do not talk a lot about TV promotion that we have.
It's not correct translation. Sorry. I would like to say that specifically right now we would like to talk with you about on-air promotion and how we can put it on on-air schedule. И говоря об этом, просто понимаете, мы все время говорим очень много о креативе, насколько важен креатив. А Ли, кроме креатива, долгое время занимается анализом тем, каким образом эфирные телевизионные каналы размещают и делают принципы размещения роликов.
Today we talk a lot about these principles, and I would like to tell that Lee, he analyzes different processes that TV channels have when they put advertisements and promotion on air.
И, собственно, я сейчас представляю слово Ли для того, чтобы он представил свою следующую сессию и поприветствовал вас.
So I would like to give the floor to Lee, so you can introduce your session and you can present yourself.
Great, thank you very much. It's really great to be here. You know, in the States, this is the day before Thanksgiving, which is when everybody gets together with their family and friends, which is obviously much more difficult this year. But I am thankful to be here. It's great to be able to share this time with you. And this is a presentation I recorded a little while ago, and Regina has been kind enough to translate it so that it is relevant and works for you. But I'm very happy afterwards to take any questions, give you any updates of what has happened since this presentation, and I hope you enjoy it.
Добрый день. В первую очередь я хочу поблагодарить вас за это участие. Сейчас в США мы знаем на день, и это день до празднования благотворения, этот День благотворения. Это день, когда мы обычно проводим с семьей, с нашими друзьями. Мы понимаем, что сейчас немножко ситуация изменилась. Я поделюсь той презентацией, которую сейчас выведу на экран. Эта презентация была записана немного ранее, и Регина, она помогла перевести эту презентацию. И чуть позже я буду рада ответить на все вопросы, которые у вас могут появиться, и я расскажу, что изменилось с того момента, как непосредственно эта информация была мной опубликована.
Thank you.
Now, I know the last thing you want to be thinking about is COVID-19, but how it's impacted television viewing, in particular on-air promotion, is really intriguing, and there are some valuable and positive lessons to be learned. At CMO Intelligence, we've been tracking and analyzing the on-air marketing of 24 general entertainment networks, 8 streaming services, and 7 kids networks since 2015. Now, in April, I published a report on how, during the last 2 months of March, when we moved to lockdown, things changed radically for television promotion. Let's look at the numbers since then. According to iSpot TV, U.S. broadcast and cable networks aired 23% more promos between March 18th and April 17th, and 32% more between April 18th and May 17th. Now, that matches up with what we saw at CMO Intelligence in an average promo time per hour during prime time. We went from a relative low in February of 2 minutes and 14 seconds and 2 minutes and 22 seconds to peaking in May at over 3 minutes an hour for broadcast networks and settling in at an average of 2 minutes and 46 seconds for cable networks. To put that in perspective, since June 2017, the average for broadcast networks has been 2 minutes 29 seconds, and for cable networks, 2 minutes and 18 seconds an hour. How do the networks use that extra time? The majority was spent on brand campaigns to support their viewers during the pandemic. I think there's some important lessons here. As we sheltered in place, more people turned to television, both linear and streaming, but linear television had an opportunity, and I think an obligation, to use their airtime to inform, to comfort, and help viewers find some escape. What viewers saw were trustworthy brand messages, new promo franchises responding to changing viewing patterns, promotional stunts that freshened current programming. And you actually showed that you cared. I believe that you not only helped viewers get through this very difficult time, but you ended up building a stronger relationship with your audience. So my hat is definitely off to all of you. Now, we know that on-air promotion is still the most effective and efficient marketing tool we have. In TiVo's Video Trends Report for the first quarter of 2020, they found that when it comes to the most common way viewers discover new shows or movies, commercials or ads that run during other TV shows, or what we'd call promos, surpassed every category. And of course, that makes complete sense. We know that promos allow viewers to try on or to sample a product. They sell to a predisposed audience in a familiar environment. Promos are the shortest distance in time and space between your audience and your show. And they have a cumulative effect. They build brand impressions day in and day out. But I have to admit there is one drawback. Most of the time, we're preaching to the choir. To grow ratings, we need to do more than just increase time spent viewing with our current audiences. We need to expand our reach, get new viewers to sample our channels or services. To that end, cross-channel promotion, when properly targeted, may be more effective than on-air promotion. We know that Viacom CBS has their marketing council, NBCU has Symphony, and ABC Disney has Synergy.
Homer Simpson here, proud addition to the Disney family and soon appearing on Disney+. I, for one, salute our new corporate overlords. Now, family, put on the mouse ears. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
I don't wanna, I'm not gonna, you can't make me.
Put on the ears, boy. Marge? What's up? This is a great honor.
Take it, Maggie.
All right. For years at CMO Intelligence, we've marveled at the discipline of the Fox networks in sharing promo time. Now, this was before the Disney merger. We've been particularly impressed by FX. In many ways, it served as more than just the home of fearless storytelling, which it does incredibly well, but also serves as a Barker channel for the rest of the Fox family. Between June 2017 and the acquisition in March 2019, 34% of FX's primetime promotion went to cross-channel for Fox, FS1, FXX, Nat Geo, and Nat Geo Wild. After the acquisition, between April 2019 and May 2020, the percentage of cross-promotion dropped by 10%, but the number of services being promoted increased by 60%. And that's one of the challenges of these new mergers and acquisitions. There are lots of mouths to feed. How do you equitably promote all your services? Now, when Discovery acquired Scripps Networks in March of 2018, it expanded their portfolio from 6 to 10 linear channels, and they ran spots like this.
Coming up next at 9 on TLC, an all-new Little People, Big World. On HGTV, Good Bones. And on Food Network, Chopped. Now, let's get back to the farm.
Since then, they've promoted their portfolio more holistically, whether it's celebrating the family of networks,
Family, singing in the kitchen, family, running through the yard, family, all in this together, family, we're taking a chance, family, like birds of a feather, family, kick off your shoes and dance.
A family of networks for your entire family. Discovery.
or touting their combined reach.
Today, there's a new leader in women's television.
Oh, my.
Discovery's networks are watched by women more than any other media company.
It's pretty cool.
HGTV.
This is going to change everything.
ID.
I'm not even close to finished.
Food Network.
My friends are going to love this.
TLC.
This is our special time.
And
What do y'all think about that?
Thank you for making the Discovery family of brands the most watched networks for women in America.
Last month, NBCU also experimented with what I'll call live cross.
Tonight, right here on E! Catch an all-new Botch. Over on USA. It's Monday Night Raw Live. And on Bravo, a new season of Below Deck Mediterranean. Stay tuned for Botched. Tonight on E!
Now, this isn't exactly a new idea. Back in 2011, we saw what we believe was the first live call-to-action cross-channel promo. It was for AMC's The Killing. It was roadblocked across all the AMC networks. Now, pay particular attention to the call to action at the end.
Is it my daughter?
I'm sorry.
From the network that brings you Mad Men and The Walking Dead.
Why'd she lie to us? Good girl with no secrets.
From the producer of Cold Case.
Will you find who did this? Yeah.
Comes a new original series that will have everyone asking, who killed Rosie Larson? Turn the channel to AMC right now for the 2-hour series premiere of The Killing.
More recently, sister network WeTV tried a different approach during the airing of the movie Jaws on AMC.
Hello? Excuse me. You're minutes away from the premiere of Bridezilla's over on WeTV. This is my big day, and you haven't even RSVP'd. If you miss this, you are gonna need a bigger boat. Bridezilla's tonight, 10 p.m. on WeTV. You got it?
Those are all examples of cross-channel promotion to linear sister networks. But now that so many media companies also have streaming services, how has that affected cross-channel promotion? Well, as you can see, as a percentage of the aggregate total for the last 12 months, Disney Plus was responsible for more than 1/3 of all cross-promotion to streaming services among the 24 general entertainment networks that we audit. That was followed by Hulu, HBO Max, Peacock, and CBS All Access. So you can see all the broadcast networks are represented in this grouping except Fox, which might explain their added push to linear networks. So how does this chart break down? Well, Disney Plus had cross-promotion on Freeform, FX, ABC, and Nat Geo. Hulu in a slightly different order, FX, Freeform, ABC, and Nat Geo. HBO Max used TNT and TBS. And Peacock was promoted on NBC, E, Sci-Fi, Bravo, and USA. Digging a little deeper, ABC Network's cross-channel promotion to Disney Plus and Hulu accounted for 29% of those channels' cross-promotion during the last year. So close to 1/3 of their cross-promotion was focused on their streaming services. But if we narrow the range to the last quarter, the percentage jumps to nearly 40%. Now, it's too soon to measure the impact of cross-promotion for HBO Max and Peacock, but it does point to an interesting trend. It may be more efficient for these portfolio groups to focus their cross-channel messaging on their streaming services because they're usually aggregating content from multiple linear channels plus the portfolio's library, rather than spreading out the messaging for their linear channels in a more piecemeal fashion. My guess is that's what you'll see happen when Viacom CBS transforms CBS All Access into what Bob Bakish has called a super service. I'm guessing it will also be what AT&T will do at Warner Media for HBO Max, and quite possibly it's what we might see at NBCU for Peacock. We'll just have to see. The challenge that all these streaming services face is that by necessity, they're touting the same message. We've got a great library of new and classic content. Here's a back-to-back look at 6 of the services and how each approaches the same message in a different way.
It comes and goes. We're out here chasing a feeling.
Whatever happens, I had this.
I'll see you on the other side. Hope you live a good life. I hope you have a friend.
We do this together.
I hope you got everything I got.
There's a place where a Lord of Time meets a lasso of truth, where a Cooper meets a Cooper,
Bazinga.
and winter season meets
Sexism.
where some friends on a couch meet some friends and their foes, and a red and blue pill meets a blue man who floats. It's where all of HBO meets the greatest collection of movies, shows, and new Max originals for everyone in the family. HBO Max, where HBO meets so much more.
What kind of bird are you?
I'm going to show you the greatest thing your eyes have ever beheld.
Freaking excited!
The reason why we're all here is to bring people together.
Hey, cowboy.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to today.
What's your name? My friends call me Beaver.
I'll be right here.
I chose you, and everything is on the line for me.
I am for truth, no matter who tells it.
Taking it to the man.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. We are one, and we fight as one.
There was no normal to go back to, just before and after.
The past is written, but the future is left for us to write.
And it will be our privilege to make that future bright.
I have lived my life for this moment. What should I wear?
I love her.
I love her.
Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Headed.
Everybody get down!
Ready? Let's go.
Come on, it's time to move.
You take me with you.
Here it comes.
What's happening?
I will explain everything. There's not been a gathering like this in our lifetime.
Yeah, I'll go.
Wonderful.
It's all great work, but there is another clip-based streamer campaign that really breaks through. Here's FX on Hulu, a drama spot, an action spot, and a comedy spot.
The only thing I want to do is be with you.
Today, I will be the man my father tried to be.
Why would God put this fire in me? If he didn't want me to act on it.
The only thing you have to be afraid of
ready?
Now's the time.
Here we go.
How does it feel? Like pow.
You want to tell me your name?
Close your eyes and picture anything, and there is porn of that on the internet.
Ew!
We're all here to have a good time, non-violent.
I've got my tape caught in the door.
I think those may be some of the best clip montages I've ever seen. But stick around. I've actually saved the best spot for the end of the session. Now, if you think about it, that's cutting through on a macro level. But let's shift gears. Let's move away from cross-promotion and talk about breaking through on a micro level. In the same way that viewers can become desensitized to similar repetitive messages, I think it's likely that viewers also become inured to our formulaic end pages. Now, sure, those repetitive graphics are good for building consistent messaging and a brand identity, but after a while, That's why I was so impressed by the almost subliminal Easter eggs the CBS on-air team planted in their linear promo end pages to subtly reinforce the streaming service campaign for Star Trek Picard.
All rise.
All Rise, Monday at 9/8 Central on CBS. Destruction.
They want to charge him with 2 counts of manslaughter.
I need you to tell me everything.
No one was supposed to die.
Bull, Monday at 10/9 Central on CBS.
Pretty cool. As a Trekkie, I know I appreciate it, and I was their target audience. But they didn't stop there. A few weeks later, they began interrupting promo end pages with a 1-second explosion of sound, talent, and graphics for the Grammy Awards.
It's the devil inside me.
The Evil season finale, January 30th on CBS.
Kaboom.
New FBI Most Wanted, Tuesday on CBS.
Am I going to regret this?
A new All Rise, tonight at 9 on CBS.
Do they work? I think we can assume that viewers are used to the repetitive tone and cadence of promo end pages and often tune them out. Interrupting with a quick, jarring mix of audio and video is likely to catch their attention. I know Mike Benson is fond of telling the story of a friend of his whose son demanded they watch more CBS so he could look for more of those Easter eggs. Now, speaking of catching attention, how many ways and how many times do you think you can promote a single 90-minute original movie? Let's switch gears again. Everyone loves to talk about 360-degree marketing, targeting viewers across a breadth of platforms and media, but we rarely talk about what I like to call Z-axis marketing, exploring the depth of a single platform for maximum impact. Last summer, the team at Disney Channel, including brand leader Jennifer Rogers-Doyle and creative lead Jill Hodges, dug deeper into their on-air marketing than I've ever seen, all for the promotion of the Disney Channel original movie, Descendants 3. Now, the promotion started, as you would expect, with teases for the final chapter in the Disney Descendants trilogy. From there, they went to generic launch spots, music video premieres, cross-channel performances on ABC's American Idol, movie wraparounds of Twilight with Descendants star Boo Boo Stewart on Freeform. There were promos of other Disney talent lip-syncing Descendants songs, dance parties held in Disney stores across the country, on-air tutorials of the Descendants choreography. There were sweepstakes, ad sales integrations, a video game, and video short stories. For merchandising, you could buy the DVD, the CD, the playlist, the novels, the stage play, and a Descendants line of clothing. And then, of course, came premiere night. So after the premiere, Disney ran multiple airings of the movie with different themes and stunts. There was a fashion night, sing-along, Queen of Meme, Unlocking Secrets, pop-up edition, breakdowns of scenes and choreography. There were runs on Disney Now, airings all weekend long, every night, with no breaks, a Labor Day takeover. Then for Halloween, Disney aired a stop-motion animation Descendants special while the Disney stores rolled out Descendants Halloween costumes. And finally, to close out the year, there was a music video holiday special. Overwhelming. Now, at CMO Intelligence, we counted nearly 40 unique promo campaigns over 7 months of nonstop promotion for that one 90-minute original movie. How did it do? Take a look. Disney Channel proved that with the right ideas and creative, you can squeeze every ounce of engagement from a single piece of content. Now, talk about a return on investment. All right, now I want to take a few minutes to tell you about a new service for Promax member that's launching today. It's called CMO Marketplace. It's an online exchange that connects buyers and sellers of creative services. Lori Pate and I built it, and we've partnered with Promax to make it available to the membership for free. The marketplace allows you to search for examples of creative projects from top agencies across scores of expertise filters. There's always new work which you can view the minute you land on the site. You can discover agencies, search creative through different categories, view the work, save it to a favorites folder, send links of work to your colleagues, direct message agencies, get notified when certain kinds of creative are uploaded or when new work appears. You can stay informed with the Marketplace social feed. We invite all Promax members to register for the service. Again, it's free, and you'll have access to tons of great work from amazing agencies. To register, just go to cmomarketplace.com. You know, the reality is, with limited travel opportunities and probably no face-to-face meetings for the foreseeable future, we think it's the right tool at the right time to keep the Promax creative community connected. I hope you'll check it out. Okay, let's finish this up with one last look at streamers and then that special spot that I promised you. Last year, Kelsey Sutton of Adweek chronicled all the streaming services that have the same last name. For example, in 2017, Hulu launched Hulu Plus. This was followed the same year by FX Plus. 2018 saw ESPN Plus, but in 2019, the pluses became multiples. Sony Crackled turned into Crackle Plus. BET introduced BET Plus, and that was followed by the launch of Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. And we thought HBO Go, Now, and Max was confusing. But this year, Kelsey made another interesting observation: streaming colors. In the old days, it was Netflix and YouTube Red. Then came the blue period with Sling, Amazon Prime Video, CBS All Access, and Disney Plus. Well, except for that stubborn outlier Hulu, which went fluorescent green. Now, that's the exception that proves the rule, so we'll drop them out. So, what's a new streaming service to do when trying to pick a brand color? Well, I guess you take the best of both. Blue plus red makes purple. And that seems to be what Roku, HBO Max, and Quibi have all done. Oh, and I forgot to mention Peacock. What did they do? They turned tail and took every color. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself there. All right, we're at the end. So here is that special spot that I promised. FX on Hulu, the future.
The life we lead may be strange, but it's also beautiful.
You don't have to be afraid.
We're the future. They just don't know it yet.
That's it for our virtual new best practices. If you'd like a copy of this presentation, the PDF with text, embedded video, and charts is available at cmomarketplace.com. Thanks for taking the time today. Stay safe, and I hope to see you in person next year. Now, I know the last thing.
It's a circle, sorry.
We can watch it again.
Yeah, for more understanding. Что, вопросы? Just, as I remember, just a second, we couldn't see you. Just, yeah, no, you're on an air. Okay, you would like to comment something after this video, yeah?
Хотите ли вы поделиться какими-то комментариями после этого видео?
Lee, do you hear me?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
No, I think that it's interesting how what's changed since we recorded that video. For example, now Plus seems to be the standard name for any streaming service. We now have Paramount Plus, which is what CBS All Access has become.
То, что изменилось после того, как я эту презентацию для вас подготовила, мы можем сказать, что плюс в названиях стриминговых платформ уже встречается повсеместно. Это мы видим, что касается канала CBS тоже и тех совместных проектов, которые они делают.
And then we also have AMC Plus and Discovery just announced Discovery Plus.
И мы видим, что теперь есть и AMC Plus, и Discovery. Канал тоже объявил, что у них теперь появится Discovery Plus.
So essentially the word plus equals streaming now, and it's kind of become a shorthand way of saying what the platform is.
И теперь мы говорим, что когда в конце мы видим плюс, это обозначение стриминговой платформы. Это то, что теперь определяет эти каналы.
Easy way to understand. Вопросы?
Do you have any questions from the audience, or would you like to ask our audience any questions?
I'm curious to know if they have any questions.
You talked about the promotion that giant companies have, but can you tell about small companies, what can municipal small companies do in order to promote their products?
Yeah, what's interesting, particularly with all the streamers, is that they're very much focused. They're very much focused on creating a big giant bucket that lots of content from lots of linear channels goes into. But the opportunity for smaller, more focused linear services or even streaming services is really to define what they do. Because to me, the challenge, as you saw when we showed these 6 streaming services back to back, is they all have the same message. We've got a great library of new and classic content. So they all kind of sound the same in many ways, and they use the same formula. Great music, great editing, great sound bites.
Я хочу сказать, когда мы привели примеры таких больших гигантов, что они делают? Они совмещают все свои продукты и говорят, что да, у нас есть замечательная коллекция. Они в первую очередь фокусируются на том, чтобы показать, что сегодня у них большая библиотека как новых продуктов, так и старых продуктов. Когда мы говорим про небольших игроков на этом рынке, они могут сфокусироваться больше на своей какой-то особенности. Те примеры, которые мы провели, 6 стриминговых платформ, вы видите, что они в принципе схожи по тому направлению, которое они показывают.
Еще вопросы?
Добрый вечер. Мы сегодня много говорили о том, что телевидение смотрят в социальных сетях, в диджитал-среде. Вопрос о том, как продвигать себя в этих средах и как продвигает себя, опять же, медиакомпания в Штатах.
We talked about the way we promote our products, and more we're focused in social media and on digital platforms. Can you share your examples how it's done in the United States, this promotion?
Yes, more and more promotion ends up being social media focused first.
Сегодня много мы говорим о том, что продвижение происходит в первую очередь в соцсетях как раз.
In fact, a lot of network executives, when they're talking to agencies, say, when you bring me an idea, show me the social part first, and then how it works in advertising and promotion.
В первую очередь, когда многие руководители компаний разговаривают с агентствами, просят предложить им идеи по продвижению, они в первую очередь хотят видеть результат, именно отклик со стороны социальных сетей.
So I'd say that almost everybody is leading with social and following with advertising and promotion.
Поэтому мы говорим, что в первую очередь все фокусируются на продвижении в социальных сетях, уже потом говорят про остальные каналы продвижения.
Еще вопросы? Есть ли у кого-то вопрос? Вот у меня здесь тоже в интернете написан вопрос. Вопрос по поводу кросс-промоушена, о котором говорил Ли. Насколько в России это совершенно не принято заниматься таким кросс-промоушеном, на одном канале продвигать другие каналы, даже если это каналы одного семейства.
Another question I have with regards to cross-promotion. It's not really common in Russia. It's not acceptable to see that one channel will promote other channels, even if it's one family of companies.
Обычно, сколько бы раз это не предлагали различные маркетинговые специалисты, ответ был, что это невозможно с точки зрения юридического законодательства. Но, тем не менее, вполне возможно найти резоны, но задают другой вопрос. Вообще, зачем телезрителю знать, что, допустим, ТНТ и Пятница – это одна семья, и они делят они конкурируют, по сути, друг с другом, тем более размещая ролики на таких каналах и уводят эту аудиторию на другой канал.
And usually there is a legal question, because when marketing agencies, they offer to follow such strategy, there are specific legal aspects. But the second aspect is also that people ask usually, for example, we have one family of companies that present two different channels, it's TNT and Пятница, and people, they cannot understand why should we advertise another channel using our channel. So it is a competition between these two companies. So why should we attract audience to another channels?
И какие могут быть, скажем так, причины, резоны, да, переубедить, дать какие-то новые аргументы, почему это нужно делать?
And how we can persuade people that it's actually useful to use this cross-channel promotion?
Yeah, I think what's happened in the States is that with what we call cord cutting, is people stopping their cable service.
В первую очередь я хочу сказать, та тенденция, которая наблюдается в США, мы называем это перерез провода, потому что кабельные услуги сейчас не так актуальны.
That all channels have started to lose their ratings, and the media companies realize they need to group those channels together to try to raise the ratings for the entire portfolio.
И что мы увидели, в результате этого снизились рейтинги компаний, и медиа-агенты предложили сделать группы компаний для того, чтобы эту ситуацию на рынке улучшить.
And you're also seeing that media companies have changed their structure.
И мы также видим, что медиакомпании изменили свою структуру.
For example, NBC Universal used to have programming and marketing departments for each of their individual channels.
Например, если мы говорим про NBC Universal, у них были созданы отдельные департаменты, которые занимались отдельно каждым каналом и развитием этих каналов.
But now, just really in the last month, is they've created one programming department, one marketing department for all the channels, including the streaming services.
А А сейчас мы видим были, что созданы одни департаменты, которые фокусируются непосредственно на работе всех каналов. Один департамент фокусируется на маркетинге, другой на программной сетке. И это та тенденция, которая наблюдается.
So the real answer is they're doing this, cross-promoting to survive.
И почему они это делают? Они выбирают cross-promotion для того, чтобы выжить.
Thank you. Следующий вопрос. Вопрос, связанный со стриминговыми сервисами. Первый вопрос. Не кажется ли, что все стриминговые сервисы, особенно внутри, выглядят очень похоже, и кроме логотипов и цветов нет особого различия с точки зрения дизайна?
The next question is about streaming services. Don't you think that all the streaming platforms are quite similar? There may be difference in color in their logos, but still internal content is quite similar.
Оформление, design inside of online platforms.
Yeah, I agree. And particularly in the States, they're all advertising at the same time.
Я хочу сказать, да, это абсолютно точно актуально, особенно в США. Они проводят такую рекламу одновременно.
So I think viewers are overwhelmed. They're inundated with all these very similar messages.
И на самом деле, когда мы говорим про аудиторию, она перегружена этими посылами, промоушеном, потому что все они на самом деле похожи.
And what they're going to have to do is figure out a way to differentiate themselves other than just having different titles.
И на самом деле, что они должны сделать? Они должны выбрать стратегию отличительную, чтобы не следовать одному пути.
Даже включая титры, да. И следующий вопрос по поводу стриминговых сервисов. Что касается такого понятия, как эфирный промоушен, релевантен ли он для них? Нужно ли рекламировать внутри роликами, и если это да, то как, собственный контент, который размещен на этих же самых платформах?
And the next question is also about streaming services, their on-air promotion. Do they need to include this on-air promotion into their content, into their videos, and to promote their own channels, maybe?
Platforms. Not only outside of streaming services, like, you know, in channel, but inside of online platforms.
Yeah, because it is on demand and there are no commercial breaks, it makes it hard to do regular promotion.
Да, конечно, мы видим, что нет никаких рекламных пауз, поэтому достаточно тяжело заниматься таким видом продвижения.
So if you look at a lot of services like Netflix, their promos are really just clips. There's no fancy editing, no effects, just a clip from the show.
Мы видим, что нет у Netflix, например, таких всплывающих рекламных роликов. Это могут быть отдельные клипы, видео, которые показывают их продукт.
But what you find is they make really good, strong promos that they run on linear television to try to get people to subscribe to the service.
Но видим, в чем они сильны. Наоборот, когда мы касаемся вопросов линейных каналов, тогда они делают очень сильные ролики, чтобы привлечь аудиторию, использовать их стриминговые сервисы.
So I think we may find that a lot of promotion going forward with more streaming services will be about acquiring audiences rather than getting them to come back more often.
И мы видим, что эти промо-ролики будут направлены на то, чтобы привлечь больше аудитории, а не заставить их посещать их сервисы гораздо чаще.
But the good news is I think we'll still all have jobs.
Но хорошая новость, что мы все сохранили свою работу.
А размещать ролики как прероллы на YouTube имеет смысл, промо-ролики?
Is it worth to put this promotion as a pre-roll videos on YouTube channels?
Like YouTube channel, for example, before now contact.
Yeah, I think so. I'll tell my clients is use that pre-roll for promotion, but most of them use it for advertising.
Конечно, часто я говорю своим клиентам, чтобы они использовали такой pre-roll для того, чтобы использовать промоушен ролики, но при этом часто они не используются больше для рекламы.
Я так понимаю, больше у нас вопросов нет у аудитории. Да, еще.
Извините, пожалуйста, можно такой вопрос? Не кажется ли вам, что искусность или усилия, направленные на искусный промоушен, это попытка компенсировать дефицит идей по поводу самого контента или, скажем, сериалов? Я это к тому, что сейчас, на мой взгляд, мало идей даже у гигантов по поводу того, какие фильмы снимать. Они берут очень старый материал. Они делают это хорошо, вопросов нет, но это очень старый материал. Ну, «Кондор», например, одна из последних идей. Это роман.
Вы имеете в виду, что они повторяют идеи?
Да, они берут старый материал, ренессанс того же Стивена Кинга, бесконечно переснимаемый в наше время, или бесконечное перемывание вот этих вот DC-шных вселенных и так далее. Что первично, контент или его продвижение?
So don't you think that it is really this efforts to put promotion is because they have lack of creativity in terms of their content, so they cannot come up with new ideas, these huge giants, because usually they cannot reinvent a wheel, so they usually make this content repetitive and they just reproduce materials that were in place before, for example, Stephen King's different movies. So what do you think about it? What is the first the content or promotion? So what should be the focus of the work?
Well, obviously, at the end of the day, it's about the content. That's what people come for.
Конечно, главнее всего это контент, потому что это именно то, что нужно людям.
But it's interesting, having judged media brand and seeing the quality of on-air promotion in Russia, I have to agree, maybe the Americans are falling behind, because I saw such great work at Media Brand that I was very jealous.
На самом деле я вижу, что в России проделывают потрясающую работу, и США находится позади, что касается тех медиакомпаний, которые сегодня существуют. Я был очень впечатлен.
Я поправлю. Он говорит о том, что он участвовал в жюри конкурса «Медиа-бренд» и был впечатлен теми работами, которые принимали участие в нем, которые победили, потому что они были выше, чем и он был, собственно, он был в жюри, и он заревновал, в общем. Я согласна с тем, что в России так сложилось сейчас, поскольку у нас 20 каналов бесплатных, конкуренция очень высокая. Вы можете ему тоже это переводить?
Yes, I agree with you because we have 20 channels and they are competing with each other and this competition is really high.
Free channels, just broadcasting, just it's very rare situation on TV market, you know. И это заставляет всех работать. И это заставляет всех работать достаточно жестко, и конкуренция действительно достаточно высокая, и это очень влияет в том числе на качество дизайна эфирного промоушена.
This is what pushes us forward, this is what makes competition really tough, and that's why people pay too much attention to design and this on-air promotion.
И вот действительно недавно были опубликованы результаты финалистов мирового конкурса Promox BDA, и там очень большое количество российских работ, порядка, по-моему, 1/4 как минимум.
And recently we saw the results of Promox PDA contest, and we saw that 1/4 of participants were from Russia.
Finalist. Собственно, поэтому и мы еще сегодня решили сделать такую сессию с Хантом, потому что, наверное, особо учить нас теперь, как делать хороший промоушен и дизайн, не нужно, а вот то, каким образом его правильно размещать, на что делать акценты, все-таки стоит всем подумать. Потому что очень часто люди, которые занимаются креативом, не могут донести еще и вот этот аспект важности своей работы.
This is actually why we decided to hold this session today with you, because we don't understand that the quality of on-air promotion is very high. The issue with the placement, where to play this on-air promotion. And today, different people from this creative industry, it's really difficult to convey this message that you need to be focused exactly on the channel that you use for this on-air promotion.
Yeah, I agree, and it's definitely a challenge, because certainly in the States there's always a battle between the ad sales, the advertising department, and the promotion department on who gets the most time.
Сегодня мы видим, что этот вызов существует и в США, потому что есть соревнования, кто же получит это время, будет ли это продвижение рекламное или будет это промоушен.
Если нет вопросов больше. Нет, да? Спасибо большое, Лиза, за время, которое вы нам уделили.
Thank you, Lee, for the time that is dedicated for this meeting. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving Day.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Хорошего дня благодарения всем участникам. Спасибо.
See you. Bye-bye. На этом мы закончили наш конгресс. Это была последняя сессия. Это были 2 прекрасных дня. Спасибо всем большое. И увидимся через год, надеюсь, в каком-то уже более-менее нормальном формате. Спасибо.